Are you an investor looking for a lender to lend in second lien position or junior lien position, as some will call it? Are you a private money lender considering doing this, but don't know what your concerns should be? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down all the red flags and what you as a lender should look for. And if you are a borrower, hopefully you will gain a better understanding as to why this is rarely done. I'm Anitra Preston, co-founder of Vertical Capital. We are a direct private money lending company here in New Orleans. We lend money to local real estate investors, and we teach investors how to become private money lenders. If you have been wondering how to get started with private money lending and don't know where to begin, join our school community where you can learn everything there is to start your private money lending business today. The link is in the description. Coming behind another hard money lender is beyond risky. It's borderline reckless. And it comes off like a gambler on the Las Vegas Strip. But hey, I'm not going to pretend I haven't considered it. In fact, I recently had a borrower ask us to pay off an existing hard money lender who was behind a big national hard money lender on a fix and flip loan. So the borrower has a 12-month fix and flip loan with a national hard money lender. I just want to make that clear. The second lien is also by a hard money lender. This hard money lender is a local lender. His loan was due and his loan had been out for 6 months. So the borrower was asking us to pay off the second hard money lender and take his position behind hard money lender number one. In addition, he wanted an extra $10,000 so he can continue to advance the construction project. So let's dissect this. When initially considering this deal, the borrower kind of checked out, right? Meaning he is a seasoned investor and is active in the real estate community here in New Orleans. Plus, I had known him for at least 7 years. So it kind of pulled at my heartstrings a little bit that he was in this position, and I wanted to sincerely help him. Also, the property itself checked out, meaning if my second lien was to come in position behind the first lien, their both combined LTVs would be under the 65% that we require. But there was some other major red flags that needed to be considered, right? Number one, the construction was already started. This raises concerns for mechanics liens. Are the contractors being paid? Are vendors being paid? This is about the order of lien position. In most states or in most areas, mechanics liens are somewhat prime, right? Meaning they come first. Coming behind another hard money lender puts us at a higher than normal risk. Most hard money lenders, when in default, will foreclose very, very quickly. So in this case, because of the known risk, we did ask for additional collateral, something standard. Whenever you feel like your loan or whatever loan you're considering is super risky, you might want to ask for additional collateral. And so this is what we did. We identified that this loan was really risky. And so we asked the borrower for some additional collateral. So he decided that, hey, I was going to pledge, he wants to pledge his personal home. Awesome, right? Absolutely not. If you're not licensed to lend on owner-occupied properties, this may pose a major problem for you. And a problem that you won't even realize until later on down the line if you have to foreclose on that property. More specifically, you may be in violation of the Dodd-Frank Act, meaning there may be some ambiguity or questions as to trying to push a commercial loan onto a personal property. Another area of concern is understanding homestead protections and exemptions. Homestead protections is a certain dollar amount set, again, by the state that protects that dollar amount or the value of the property from creditors. And this needs to be calculated within your CLTV, your combined loan to value, if you're going to consider coming behind in second lien position for cross collateralization on a personal property. I said a mouthful. So this needs to be considered when you're coming behind a personal property in second lien position. So this property was not free and clear. Ideally, you want a free and clear property, and ideally, you don't want the property to be their personal residence. In this case, his property was his primary residence, and it had an existing mortgage on it. So with that being said, in addition to the mortgage, remember your combined LTV is the existing mortgage plus your second mortgage. Well, now on the primary residence, you have to consider the homestead protection. So in this case, in Louisiana, the homestead protection is the first $35,000, meaning no creditor can touch the first $35,000 of this property. So now, if you're going to do this, your combined LTV has to include the homestead protection. So if you are in Louisiana, that means the first lien plus the second lien, which is you, plus 35,000 times your LTV. So it would be the first lien plus the second lien plus 35,000. And if you're doing 65% of the LTV, it would be multiplied by 65%. Now, I gotta admit, y'all, weeks ago, I didn't know all of this, largely because I never considered lending in second lien position, nor did I ever consider lending on someone's personal property or adding a mortgage to a personal property for cross collateralization. Is this something I knew that we shouldn't do? But again, this person is someone that I knew. And this is why it's important that we don't fall emotional when we make our decisions in business, especially on lending. You have a fiduciary duty to your capital. You have a fiduciary duty to your capital partners. And you certainly have a duty to mitigate your risk. And that's understanding all the moving parts on this. But that is the beauty of being a part of a community that fosters shared information. And I'm a part of a lot of communities. I posted my question in this group and got tons of feedback. And it moved me to do some additional due diligence that I had not done before in the past. You get the opportunity to communicate with people who have more experience than you in other areas that you might not do. Some people don't specialize. Some people specialize in second lien positions and are willing to share those with you, as if you needed another reason to join the school community. Grow your knowledge and your experience at the same time and join the community today.